Greetings, meatbags! We happened to get an alert that Spuddy Duddy was streaming and figured, it's way too early for normal potato schedule. Let's see what's up. We're glad we did, because he came in hot. And Timbo, trigger warnings! This video will get into some politicky stuff. We here at Team Roboto do not believe in pushing a political agenda. However, it will be necessary to play a bit of devil's advocate in order to point out the full lolcow nature of the fever dream you are about to see.
On a side note, don't worry, the title is not clickbait. We didn't expect him to go there either.
For a bit of background, here is an extremely summed-up version of the event Timbo is reacting to. Ireland decided to join several other countries in an international court of justice case. The case argues that the war in Gaza is genocide perpetrated by Israel. In response, Israel closed their embassy in Dublin, and that's it. Literally, that is what happened. Ireland, you may recall, is part of the Potato Empire, which we now noticed also includes Tasmania. So when Timbo found an Irish political show talking about it, he evidently lost his. Note, this will be out of order because it's the only way Tim makes any sense.
Israel decided they don't want to have embassy in Ireland anymore. And guess what? You know the funny thing? They spent all their Israeli money. They spent all their Israeli money to build an embassy in Ireland, so they could get tax cuts.
Holy shit, it's Rax's taxes all over again, Timbo version. No! Just think about how stupid what you just said was. Israel building an embassy in Ireland couldn't possibly be a tax break for Israel. They don't pay taxes to Ireland, dummy. Plus, get this, the operation of the embassy requires money too. That's right, those diplomats and embassy workers aren't volunteers. Building an embassy anywhere will increase the tax burden on Israel. Naturally, he'll say he was kidding when he sees this later. Don't let him fool you. To him, the Empire just abandoned their Death Star and went home.
Oh yeah, sorry, it's morning. I'm supposed to be angry. Oh, I'm so angry. Israel, they decided they didn't want to have a... Oh, I'm so angry. Israel decided. I'm so sad. Oh, Israel. Sorry. I need to write there. I'm sorry. I'm so sad. I'm very, very sad. Israel decided to not have an embassy in Ireland where the potatoes live.
You know, Timbo, Irish people aren't as big on being associated with potatoes, at least by outsiders, as you seem to think they are. Oh, sure, they are a staple dish in Irish fare, but someone like you appropriating the potato the way you have, well, you're not Irish, are you?
We are so sad. All the small hats went back to go and cry in Israel and say, we don't want to have an embassy in Ireland. Okay, well, you know what Ireland's response is?
Yeah, we're going to hear a lot about what you think Ireland says. Let's take a moment to imagine that maybe, just maybe, Israel sees things differently. Now we can't speak for them, but if we were in their shoes, this whole thing could be explained from a very simple perspective. In the middle of a war, cost-cutting by eliminating an embassy kind of makes sense. After all, the war isn't in Ireland, and the Irish aren't a threat to anyone globally. Sorry, Ireland, you're cool, but for the most part, irrelevant. You've been like that for over a century, though. Figured you'd have come to grips with that. You're not even in NATO. And yeah, for people who suffered through organized genocide themselves, it might hurt their feelings to be called genociders. Pulling out the embassy means Israeli tourism is likely to take a hit. After all, there won't be anywhere to get an Israeli passport now if a tourist loses theirs, which is a major, gigantic pain in the ass. So we see why the Irish would be a bit butthurt themselves. Anyway, back to the Timbo verse.
Ireland's response. Well, you guys decided that you wanted to have an embassy in Ireland, so you spent all the money lobbying for an embassy in Ireland, only to find that you didn't want to have an embassy in Ireland. Alright, well, thanks for the money, guys. But, we thought that you guys wanted to have an embassy here. Like, since you spent so much money, lobbying and bribing us so you can get an embassy. And we said, yeah, sure, you can have an embassy. And now you don't want to have an embassy because what? Because we recognize the state of Palestine? Oh, wow, is that why you don't want to have an embassy in Ireland?
In fact, why wait? Let's remind folks that Timbo thinks the so-called small hats are behind everything. The small hats he's referring to are yarmulke, the skull caps worn by Jewish people. Oh, and let's not forget this little gem he was showing folks while referring to Jewish people.
Anyways, don't be anti-Israel. You have a right to survive. Not anti-Israel.
Yes, you are. Come on, man. That demon cartoon showed exactly how you feel about Israel.
So don't put words in my mouth.
Your words both before this comment and after you're done virtue signaling prove it.
You know, that's defamation. You're defaming me by saying that like saying that that's a false dichotomy.
Really? Because if we jump back a little ways, you said this.
Israel says, no, we gotta shut down oy vey, shut it down, oy vey, we're gonna cry. Oh, so they did. They go ahead and cried. They literally cried, like, and then they shut down their embassy after they lobbied all their money. They spend all their money in Ireland, except they have infinite money because they sit next to the money printers and beg for the money. Dude, they cut off every millimeter of every coin in order to, you know, make that gold. Anyways, good morning.
That was less than 10 minutes ago, Spud Pod. Please explain how that is not anti-Israeli, if you can.
So I would greatly appreciate if you change those words around. Israel is our greatest ally, so I don't want to be talked to like that. I don't want you to tell me that I'm anti-Israel, because that's disgusting to say, you know. Don't you ever dare telling me that I am against Israel, because Israel is our greatest ally of all allies. Okay? So don't you talk to me like that about anti-Israel. Israel is our greatest ally.
When it was clear he was serious, we had to laugh.
Of every ally. They are the chosen people, first of all. You understand? They are the chosen people. Why do you talk to me like that? I don't want to be talked to. Don't you talk to about Israelis like that. Don't you talk about Jews like that. Not in here. I don't want to hear it. You don't be anti-Semitic in here. Don't you talk to me like that.
Nice virtue signaling, Timbo. Bad gaslighting, though.
Don't you talk to me like that about our special people. They're our little special people. Okay? You understand? They're my little special people. They're my chosen people.
He's God.
Okay?
Again.
Don't you talk to me about my chosen people, because they're mine.
God's chosen people.
I decide what to do with my little chosen people. Okay? They're mine. So don't you say things like that, because that's not very nice to throw at people. You know, you have to understand, these people are my people. You don't tell me things like that. They're my people, my chosen people.
Here it comes. 3, 2, 1.
Just like I'm chosen.
We have Timbo.
I'm the chosen potato of life.
It was just so damn funny.
Yeah, it seems that way, but I don't want to be talked to like that. I think that you're being absolutely out of bounds. Absolutely. Like, that's a lot to say, you know. That's a lot to throw at people for no reason, right? That's a lot of, like, are you Semitic? Like, why do you hate people? Like, why are you an extremist? Why are you a right-wing extremist? What's wrong with you? Are you a racist? Are you anti-Israeli? No, I don't think you're trying to understand. You are tossing accusations at me. That means you're a Zionist, and we don't like that. We don't like that kind of stuff here. You're being extreme. You're throwing anti-Semitism at me. We don't appreciate that, sir. We appreciate Israel here, so we don't appreciate that kind of stuff that you're throwing that after us. Like, would you like me to throw that stuff at you? Hey, you shouldn't be anti-Semitic, Mr. Deacon. Don't be a racist. Don't be a racist. Don't come in here and be a racist. You're so anti-potato. We don't appreciate that. You shouldn't talk to potatoes that way. They are chosen vegetables. Don't talk to the chosen vegetables that way. You understand? I'm chosen. And you better talk to me in a chosen manner.
Wow, just wow!
You understand? You better talk to me, boy, like I'm a chosen person. Like I'm a chosen potato, because I am. I am a chosen potato. I am the chosen vegetable. So you better talk to me proper, boy.
This is the best flip out since constructive criticism said good morning.
And that, boy, wow, Timbo, wow. Tone-deaf virtue signaling is hilarious.
Well, I joined and heard you say we got Israel out of Ireland, so I'm just trying to understand. Ireland is our potato nation, and we didn't mind having the embassy of Israel there, but Israel decided they didn't want to have the embassy there. So that's why I'm saying, yeah, we got Israel out of Ireland. It was about damn time.
And like that, he's back into small hat mode after an intense bout of the worst virtue signaling we have ever seen, or indeed heard of.
Moving on a few minutes and an old friend shows up in chat. Timbo does not disappoint.
It should not have happened. What a quote, yeah. Hidden agenda is, are you trying to say that you have a hand?
Oh, he's mad.
Just leave. I don't, like, you say you have good intentions, you don't. Leave. Take your husband with you. I never want to see you or Meta around here. You know, you reveal your hand. So don't, if that's how you want to talk to me, then don't come here. I don't want to talk with you. And I don't want to have your husband near me at all. I want you and him to leave me alone. I said it before. I'll say it again. I said it today. Don't come here then.
No, Timbo, that's not how this works. You set up a show open to everyone, and you can block people you don't want to hear from. That is what you have to do, Block, if you don't want them coming in to talk with you. Of course, many trolls simply make new accounts to get around the block, but still, that is all you have to stop them with. You could always move to a different platform, behind a paywall. However, we both know how successful that move would be. So, until you decide to stop putting on shows, you're going to be dealing with trolls.
What is that kind of way to talk to me, dude? It's so weird.
Weird? Oh, Timbo, that's not weird. That's just what trolls do. Weird is expecting the general public to accept you with open arms while spouting off this nonsense. Weird is virtue signaling for Israel, but shitting on them every chance you get. Weird is acting like you care about dead Palestinian Muslims, while at the same time obviously looking down on Muslims as a whole. Remember this?
And she went to go make 3 children with a Muslim dude instead.
Yeah, mentioning he's Muslim is like mentioning skin color, my guy. The simple fact was, she lost that loving feeling towards you. She fell in love with someone else, and that's that. The fact that he was Muslim has literally nothing to do with her losing interest in you, yet that's what you fixed on. Otherwise, you would have said she went to make 3 kids with another guy. Period. Way to show who you really are, Timbo.
If taters are in control, why is nothing changing in your favor? Oh, so you got a job, a life, friends, and success. Dance.
Hidden Agenda makes some great points. If the taters of the world are in charge, how come Timbo's still stuck by himself with no followers or friends or a job beyond e-begging? He's in the same position he's been in for a decade, and almost nothing has changed for him.
Yeah, why do you come here if you pity me and want to look down on me and degrade me anyways? You're so envious.
Envy, Tim, is the feeling of wishing one had what someone else has and feeling angry about it. Let's have an objective look at what you have going on right now. You are alone. You stream for more than half the day to a small group of people, most of whom are just there to see you act the fool. Occasionally someone throws you some cash or a like, and you spend about half of your time online moaning about how badly you are treated, despite being a confirmed sicko, a raging narcissist, and an out-of-touch with reality brat, all because you think you are special. That little speech you gave about Jews being chosen by you is proof you think you're superior. That feeling is also why you can't stand contrary opinions, or indeed even talking about your past. Speaking of that, we found some things which make you look like an even worse person than what we originally thought. Do you remember when you said this?
You know, I don't even think it was quite the case. It was like a case of curiosity. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, it just happened to be that my sister, like, was running around the house nude all the time. So you're sitting there right in front of the person, and suddenly you're like, what's this? You know, and then, oh, that's wrong, right? You go like, what's this? And then you go like, boop, and then, oh, that didn't feel right.
That is so fucked up. You blamed her for what you fucking did. She was innocent, a child, not yet even a teen. Jesus, Timbo, you really are a sick bastard.
Nobody envies you, Timbo. Think about it. If you could, you'd trade lives with almost anyone, just to get away from what you did. Envy is definitely something you feel. We'd bet money on it. And we don't even gamble.
Such shitty feelings you have, such shitty vibes. You're such a liar when you say that you're here for good reasons. You're not. It shows everything that you feel. And you're disgusting. Nobody wants you here. Nobody, like your husband. If you're not him yourself.
And the chat goes mild.
Your husband or whatever stalked me for 10 years. You cannot understand why you don't belong in my life. And here you are degrading me. Like, what is that kind of Jekyll and Hyde fucking shit?
You're degrading yourself, Spud Dud. By trying to put yourself above others, with your past so easy to look into, you're literally asking people to tear you down without saying so. I'm Tim Dooley, Potato of Life. Read my book and follow my path to a simpler life of happiness and storytelling. Meanwhile, someone notices you're alone, have not made any progress, think you're superior, finds out about your past and replies, "Follow you, a sister-touching, egotistical grifter to loneliness and poverty? No thank you, I choose life. You're just a beggar with a Napoleon complex. Maybe if you hadn't tried elevating yourself, you wouldn't be shot down so often."
He's been typing me up on a fucking list for the past 10 years. And you're with him. It makes you laugh. So you're a sociopath and he's a psychopath. Gotcha. Yeah, then leave. Don't come back here. It doesn't hurt me.
Well, gee, Tim, if it doesn't hurt you, how come you're so upset?
It doesn't hurt me. No, but I don't want to see you. I don't want to see your husband either.
You are not a good liar, Timbo.
We don't need you here.
So you've said. Chat seems to be rather quiet on that matter.
We never did, and we don't want to talk with you. We don't want to have you stalk me, and that's... I'm... Shut it down, then. Don't come back here. How about that? It's not my loss.
This is a huge loss.
I don't want to see you. I don't want to see your husband.
You have been very clear on the things you want. Repeating yourself is so precious. Funny? Stupid? Yeah, all of the above. As we've tried to explain, nobody really cares what you want. Why? Because what you want is unrealistic, shows how feeble you are, and those two things are like blood in the water. You might as well be shouting at sharks to leave you alone.
And now we come to the part in the title you might be the most interested in. You being the viewer, not Timbo. As we said, he thinks the United States of America is over. Listen to this bullshit and realize he's not kidding.
It's been done in 2024. They just have to get over it. This is the thing. They have to get into the reality of things, is that Israel is over. And guess what? So is America. It's over. It's over. You should get used to being in Russia. You should be used to being in China. You should be used to those things because it's too like literally.
Holy shit, Timbo, that was not a smart thing to say on a mostly American platform. If you think folks didn't like you before, whoa, look out. It's funny, seems like you almost want people to hate you. Except you're constantly begging for people to follow you at the same time. We thought Meaty Me was the master of self-sabotage, but you definitely give him a run for the money. Anyway, that's going to just about do it for this video. We want to leave you with the footage of when he finally decided he was ready to be on camera. Get ready!
When the Palestinians chose boycott, they called it economic terror. When they did go to the ICC, they called it legal
It's a
terror.
potato-made problem.
And now with recognition and so on, I'm sure that somebody thinks...
Ah, shit, Timbo, you look like, well, shit. Thank you all for watching. Have a most excellent weekend.